Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Reviewers 100. My name is Scott, also known as Cineram, although some people on this channel have taken to call me the Professor. Apparently they think that I have a lot to offer as far as trivia goes and what have you, and film technique, so I'm pleased about that. There's six other guys on this channel besides myself. Three that were on the channel before I got here, that would be Ray, Dino, and our fearless leader Al, and three guys that joined the channel after I did. That would be Puckbond007, EJ, Ian, aka Forkerball, and our newest recruit is James, aka DVD Collector 1974. And those last three guys, they sing my praises constantly. It's a little embarrassing, but I'm glad that I'm inspiring everyone. This week we're doing Sam Rockwell. We've had 5 reviews so far on Sam Rockwell films, including Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is what Ian covered. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a movie that came out in 1990, I think, and Sam Rockwell is in it briefly. I checked the clip on YouTube, and yeah, he's in it. He's in the movie, but I didn't know who he was back then. I didn't really pay much attention to him when he was in Galaxy Quest in '99 either. However, I did notice him in Charlie's Angels because he was the computer programmer's hired to protect, who hires the angels to protect him. And he ends up hooking up with Drew Barrymore in that movie. Really like him a lot. One thing about Sam Rockwell is he makes every movie he's in more fun, especially if he's in a supporting comic relief character. Matchstick Men, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You know, there's just tons of movies where he comes in and just steals the show. He's just got one of those personalities where you just can't, help being, it's like Samuel L. Jackson, only he's white. He's just, he comes in, he's got a big personality, he's just great. So the movie that I'd like to talk about, of course, is one of the few times he's played the lead role. We had a review at the beginning of the week on Moon, but the other movie that he played the main character in is, of course, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, which was the directorial debut of George Clooney. I saw this movie in early 2003 when it was in the theater. I actually took my dad to see it. We got out of there. He was like, "Who is that guy playing the lead? Never saw him before. He was great." I'm like, "Yeah, that's Sam Rockwell." The movie is an adaptation of a sort of biography called Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, an unauthorized biography. That's how it's titled, by a guy named Chuck Barris. Chuck Barris, basically his big ambition was to be a television producer and make hit television shows that people liked. His biggest claims to fame were The Dating Game, in which a young woman, asks questions of 3 bachelors whom she can't see, and based on their answers picks ones to date. Then there's the Newlywed Game, in which new couples basically answer trivia questions about each other, and the spouses get the most number of answers right about each other wins. So there's obviously a lot of embarrassing moments in which husbands can't answer questions accurately about their own wives and vice versa. And then, of course, The Gong Show. The Gong Show was a talent show that's kind of like American Idol in the sense that it got a lot of its entertainment value about regular people coming on and just embarrassing themselves because they couldn't sing or they had lame magic acts or comedy acts or what have you. Really reminded me a lot of American Idol when I was watching the movie. It was just, painful. They had a lot of archival footage from the actual show itself, but they integrated that very, very nicely into the staging of the show, because obviously the real Chuck Barris doesn't play himself in the movie. It's Sam Rockwell. So the talent, the guests that come on are footage basically from the actual show, and then you've got Sam Rockwell and some of the other cast members playing the guys running the show. So the movie starts out with him basically just trying to make a go of it in New York City, trying to get the shows together, trying to come up with good ideas and being rejected. He meets Penny, who is also played by Drew Barrymore from Charlie's Angels, and they start a relationship. She's a very sweet girl, likes him a lot, so they end up spending a lot of time together. But he's continuously frustrated by not being able to get a show on television. His ideas are not well liked, and he's got a bit of a temper. He ends up getting in fights a lot. And then George Clooney's character pops up. George Clooney plays a guy who claims to work for the Office of National Security or the Diplomatic Security, something like that, like a faction of the CIA. And he says, I tell you what, Chuck, let me train you. We go off and we'll train you to kill guys, and then you can take out people for us, enemies of our country, and you'll get paid for it. You know, it's something you can do in the meantime while you're waiting for a show to get on the air. So he goes to this camp and he starts to learn, you know, techniques on killing people, and then he gets sent information to go to different countries and take out guys in Germany and what have you. And then after a while, he gets, you know, his dating game show becomes successful. He's like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be assassin. I'm a television producer now. Things are going well for me. And George Clooney says, well, I'll tell you what, how about we raise the stakes a little bit and make things more exciting for your show. Instead of just sending them out to some cheap restaurant for dinner, you send them on a vacation overseas. Say to West Germany, for example, where you can take care of some company business. You can go along with them, claiming to be their chaperone, you know, making sure that they behave themselves. But in effect, it's just your cover, basically. So you can go over to Germany or Yugoslavia or to Turkey or wherever, you know, and take out, you know, one of our targets, you know, and then come back again. No one will be the wiser. So this is all in the book. This was in the book that Chuck Barris wrote, claiming to be a CIA assassin. I think we can assume that this wasn't correct, because that he was just embellishing things, because if he really was a CIA assassin, the CIA would have taken him out long before he had a chance to show the actual book to anyone. They would have been like, not happening. But, you know, it's all made up, really, so at least we can assume that, because otherwise it never would have been made public. There's some interviews with people like Dick Clark and other people who Barris worked with in the film. But for the most part, it's, you know, and like I said, there's some archival footage as well, taken from the shows. But it's mostly, you know, staged with the actors and what have you. Who else is in the movie? Julia Roberts has a small part. She plays one of his colleagues. Of course, Clooney knew Julia Roberts from working on the Ocean's movies. Incidentally, Clooney seems, at least in this film in particular, to have picked up a lot from Steven Soderbergh regarding his directorial style. There's a lot of washed out cinematography. Some of the colors are really kind of funky looking. He does some funny stuff with transitions and camera moves. Really, really exciting movie, just from a directorial standpoint. Visually, it's got a lot of good stuff in it. And he also picked up, it seems, a lot of his editing technique from Soderbergh as well. And of course, I love Soderbergh, so I like this movie a lot. It's one of the best movies I saw that year. Is it a comedy? Oftentimes it is. Sometimes it can get actually pretty dark. The character of Chuck Barris has lots and lots of issues stemming from his childhood, and he engages in some pretty bad behavior. He isn't always faithful to Penny. It's just, you know, he's a troubled person. But it's a really terrific movie. And like I said, one of the few times Rockwell's played the lead as opposed to a supporting character. So if you like the guy, definitely don't want to miss it, because it's one of his best performances and one of his best films he's been in. So there's my review of Sam Rockwell. We've got another great actor theme coming up starting tomorrow. So I hope you'll tune in for that. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and check out the other guys' reviews. We had a review not only of Moon, but also of Galaxy Quest and Nightmare on Elm Street, of course, and one other one which escapes me. Oh, right, The Green Mile. Exactly. He was one of the convicts in The Green Mile. Thanks very much for watching. See you again next time. Take it easy.